So if you guys weren't on with me this morning, this is the gratitude journal entry that I created with all of you. Everyone shouted out what they were grateful for, and we wrote it in my Buddha Doodles gratitude journal. And someone's going to win this, so check Twitter after this scope. And I'm going to post the winner around 1 o'clock today, 1 o'clock Eastern. But this is what we created, an entire page of gratitude. It's so beautiful. Today is a huge, huge scope. It's super important, so I'm going to get over all the business stuff, get right into it. I have a list because there's so many things that I want to talk to you about today. My name is Rebekah Borucki. I have a website called BEXLIFE.com, and it's amazing. Everyone calls me Bex, and I'm BEXLIFE all over the internet, and I'm a yoga and meditation guide, and I teach you how to be more mindful in your everyday and have a blissed-in life no matter where you are, no matter who you are. You can have a blissed-in existence. So we got over the journal, which was really, really exciting. And what's special today is that this is a paratrain with my good friends Danny J from the Sweaty Betties and Grace Smith from Grace Smith TV. And they're going to be popping up in the comments. And I want you to tap them and reply to them and follow them. I'm a little bit distracted because my kids are walking around in the background, and I know that they are not watching the barn cat, so the barn cat's about to come back up here, and I'm probably going to have to yell in the middle of this and tell them to go watch the cat. So hopefully that won't happen, but we'll see what happens. Today we are doing a special theme, the three of us on this paratrain, this positive party scope train, and we're talking about letting go. And I thought that it would be really special if I read an excerpt from my upcoming book called You Have 4 Minutes to Change Your Life, which is going to be published by Hay House Publishing. No one has heard any of this. This is a very, very rough draft. This is from my chapter on grief and loss, where I talk about losing my two parents in the same year. I lost my dad to cancer in April of 2013 and my mother to a massive stroke, an unexpected stroke when she was on vacation in November of 2013. And I also talk about my divorce and how letting go of my relationships served me and it served my happiness. So I'm going to read this to you. So I want you guys to keep tapping hearts the whole time. I'm not reading the whole chapter. I'm reading an excerpt. And if you want to hear more of this and more like this, please go to BEXLIFE.com and sign up for my newsletter and for my 21-day mantra challenge. It's amazing. I'm excited. So I'm going to talk about pain a little bit. And this all relates to letting go and accepting things in your life. Accepting and letting go. Pain that changes you. Like most everyone, I've suffered many losses in my life. You've already read about some of them, like my divorce, but I've also experienced loss of friendships, jobs, and all sorts of other things. Saying goodbye to someone or something we want to keep is never easy. One of the turning points for me came when I was in class with the Biggest Loser trainer and creator of the 20-Minute Body, Brett Hobel. He's a friend of mine as well. He was yelling out different motivational phrases in class, and one really got to me. There are two types of pain. Pain that hurts you and pain that changes you. In that moment, I realized that my pain had been continuously hurting me, and while it had also been changing me, it was changing me in a negative way. It was making me more afraid, more closed, and more bitter. I was inspired in that moment to stop looking at pain as something that hurts me. I decided that I could look at my pain instead as a catalyst for change, for making me better, and for preparing me for the inevitable loss and grief that would happen at different points in my life. Yeah, that was in our spin class. So, can you relate to that? If you can relate to the feeling of pain serving you, if you can identify with that, tap some hearts. And I'm going to move on really quick. A little bit more that I want to read to you. On attachment and acceptance. Buddhist and yogic philosophy teaches us that attachment to physical things will cause us pain because those things are impermanent. If we try to hold on to what's impermanent, feelings of loss and desperation will be a constant part of our lives. In other words, when we fight against what we can't control, we create conflict and tension. In order to experience joy and let go of our grief, We have to accept that people and things will come and go in our lives. I'm not suggesting that you avoid grief. It's an inevitable feeling in your life. I'm simply saying that you don't want your grief to overtake you and rule over you. Emotions only become a problem when we don't allow them to move through, when we replay them over and over without end. Think about that. Emotions become a problem when we don't let them go. We don't allow them to move. When we grasp onto them, they play over and over and over again. I'm also not saying that you have to be detached and unfeeling. You can love someone deeply and not be attached to their permanence in your life. The key is acceptance of the cycle of life and death. You will still feel grief, but the sooner you're able to accept the inevitable loss of that person, the faster you'll be able to let the grief go. Then you might still feel some sadness, but you won't be overcome by the pain. It will be a pain that changes you in a positive way, not pain that hurts you forever, and thus changes you negatively. You'll then be able to think fondly about the person you love, and your memories can bring you joy and warmth and comfort. Impermanence is something we live with every day. As they say, change is the only thing that we can really count on. Even the relationships we have with people who are still with us change all the time. If we release our attachment to the way we want the relationship to be from moment to moment, life is a lot easier. When we stay attached to an ideal about relationships, we run into trouble. Real life is not like Cinderella or a 1960s happy family sitcom every day. So that made me nervous. Anyway, reading a rough draft of my book chapter. So there's a lot in there, and I go a lot into letting go and how letting go serves us and how allowing serves us and how letting go is a form of allowing that cycle of life and death. I say often in meditation that the breath cycle is a cycle of life and death. A yoga class is a cycle of life and death. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And allowing that whole cycle to follow through is what creates ease in our life. So those easy inhales and exhales, every one of them a cycle of life and death, a new beginning. So I have four things for you to meditate on today. I said I would be meditating with you, but I really want you to find a quiet space on your own and think about these 4 offerings that I'm going to give you, and then sit with those for a moment, just on your own, and then let me know how it feels. Come back to me at BEXLIFE anywhere on social media, and talk about how you felt during this meditation on your own. And also, Grace is going to be meditating with you at noon, so I want you to follow with her because I'm sure she's going to have something amazing to share. So number 1, here's a mantra for you. Today, as I let go of something wonderful, I prepare myself for something new and exciting that is guaranteed to come. So this is for letting go of stuff that's even great. Just letting go of whatever's happening in the moment and allowing yourself to move on to something else that's great. It's not always about letting go and pushing out things that are bad. It's about, okay, this is fun. This is good right now. I'm having a good moment, but don't cling so hard to it. Don't grasp so tightly. Just let it go and move on to the next great thing. You have a lot in store for you. Today, as I let go of something wonderful, I prepare myself for something new and exciting that is guaranteed to come. Number 2, on attachment. Attachment breeds sadness. Detachment always allows for peace. Attachment breeds sadness. Detachment always allows for peace. Letting go does not mean a lack of love. I let go to release the sadness and allow room for knowing that peace is always my ultimate and final state. Peace is always your ultimate state. Joy is your natural state. When you detach yourself from sadness, from resentment, you allow yourself to return to your natural states. 3, I release my need to be in control of every circumstance. I release my need to be in control. I love that one. That's all you need to say. I'll have expanded ones of these in my newsletter. I'll send these out in a newsletter. So if you sign up for my newsletter at BEXLIFE.com, you'll get expanded mantras and the meanings behind them. And then finally, I release my need to be in control of relationships and people. Everyone is on a path to greater happiness and purpose. Letting go allows us all to achieve our personal greatness. Here's the mantra to say. Letting go is a gift to myself and those I love. Letting go is a gift to myself and to those I love. Letting go is a gift. It's a gift. It's not just a process. It's not just a thing to do. Letting go is a gift that you give yourself and those whom you love. Right? Thank you, Danny. Danny's like typing them all out. She's like a machine today. Thank you for putting those in the comments. What do you think about this? What do you think? I want to hear from you now. I was reading so much and I missed your comments. So if you commented and I didn't respond, obviously, please put it in again. You just made my day because I lost my wife 2 days before Mother's Day. I'm so sorry for your loss. But I can talk about my parents and smile because I know that they're still with me and that it wasn't really me losing them. It was only losing them in their physical sense. And that we have a new relationship now, a pure and spiritual relationship without all that muck that comes along with our earthly existence. I'm connected to my parents and all of those friends who I've lost over the years in a way that's pure. It's pure light and love. And now I can talk to them everywhere instead of just having to pick up the phone. I can communicate with my parents every day in a way that's completely authentic and without any kind of nonsense attached to it. Letting go has been hard with my dad not being here to experience things physically with me. No, I get it. I had my baby 10 months ago. My parents were gone before I got pregnant. It was really, really hard to go through that process of having, even though she was my 5th baby and they met all their other grandchildren, it was so different without having them here, and to love her and to see all the milestones. And yeah, it is hard when they're not there to physically touch, but it's one of those things. That's where the acceptance comes in, the acceptance and allowing for the process, because fighting that process doesn't get us anywhere. We can fight it, we can curse it, we can resent it, but it doesn't allow us to move forward. So what's the point? I let go of my father's family after he died. So much peace and happiness and no drama. I can relate to that too. I can relate to that too. Letting go. And here's the beautiful thing. I had a family member who was suffering from addiction for most of my life. When I let go of the need to control that situation, let go of the need to control that person, they found their own healing and they came back to me in a way that was better than ever before. So this family member has now been clean for almost 300 days. Almost 300 days, almost a year. And it's a relationship that's brand new because I let go of my need to control that situation. And I also let go of my need to have a relationship when it wasn't working, right? Like we stay in relationships way too long and we can't let them go even though they're bad for us. Sometimes when you let them go, they come back even better. So, what's going on? Gives you chills to hear that because it's so familiar. We're all in this together. People are like, people say every single day, oh, this is just what I needed. This is just what I was feeling. It's like, it's kind of like synchronicity or it's a coincidence or whatever, but it's not. We're all in this together. We're all on the same path. We are all going to have the same experiences. They're just going to look a little different, but we're all doing the same thing. We're all on the same path towards joy, towards enlightenment, towards ultimate healing, towards God, towards heaven, towards eternity. We're all on the same path. So it's going to look kind of the same. So I have no idea how relevant this is. Yes, I do. And I have so much to let go of. I don't know where to start. One thing. You start with one thing. You start with one step. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's true. It's cliched and it's true. What little thing can you let go of today? Is it a resentment that you're holding? Do you need to just say, I forgive you to somebody, even to their face, or maybe just on paper? Do you hold a lot of control over a situation, like I need to get a project done at a certain time, and it's like it's swimming in your head over and over and over again and clouding all your thoughts? Maybe you just need to get it out of your head and onto paper. Maybe releasing control is just about stop thinking about it and put it down on a list so you don't have to think about it. Now it's on a list somewhere else. It's as easy as that. But letting go is about allowing the process of life and death, allowing the normal processes that we go through every day, and then detachment. Allowing, acceptance, detachment. I'm allowing it to happen. I accept that this is the way it has to happen. And now I'm going to detach myself from it because it's going to happen with or without me. It's that release of control, right? I'm allowing it to come in. I accept that it has to happen. I'm detaching. It's as easy as that. Yes, so you'll see in the comments, Danny and Grace, Sweaty Betties and Grace Smith TV. We are on this train together. It's the last day. It's been an amazing ride. Thank you for all who have tuned in again and again and again and supported all of us. We have an amazing Periscope project coming up called the Positive Party Scope, and we'll want everyone to join in. It's going to be a great way to meet friends, to support each other, to gain followers, to broaden your reach here on Periscope. It's going to be amazing on so many different levels. And every single time I tell you something that's going to be amazing, every time I say that, it's actually amazing because I only speak truth. So, your tasks for today are to go back, listen to those mantras. If you miss the mantras, you can hit replay, but because this is a long one, you can just go over to BEXLIFE.com, sign up for my newsletter. I have a newsletter going out this afternoon that's going to have so many good things in there for you. So if you're already a subscriber, you're set. If you're not, BEXLIFE.com, sign up for the newsletter. Also, all of those mantras are part of my 21-day mantra challenge. When you go to BEXLIFE.com, you sign up for the newsletter and you'll get prompts to join the challenge, or you can go straight to the button that says change your whole life in 21 days, something like that. Change your whole life. You know what, I'm going to show you guys really quick. But you can change your life in 21 days just by changing the way you think every single morning, just by changing your thought process. So when you sign up for that, you're going to get a new mantra every day for 21 days. And all of those mantras, hello Puerto Rico, hola, Coach Carlos, hello. You're going to get good stuff. So this is my website, BEXLIFE.com. There you see me. Oh, I'm looking so happy. Looking just like I look. No Photoshop. Change your life in 21 days, the 21-day mantra challenge. You can click on that. Join that. You'll get those mantras that I mentioned today. And let me see, there was 5 of them today or 4 of them. There was 4 of them today. Okay, so you'll get 17 more. And I have 2 rounds of that, so it's really amazing. There's all kinds of good stuff at BEXLIFE. And there's also a free 3-minute stress solution with Grace Smith. You can sign up for that too. So there's all kinds of good stuff. But this Grace thing is also in this, the Change Your Life thing. So you get it all. You get it all. So I hope you guys like this today. I appreciate the heart so much. The gratitude is overwhelming. I am literally bubbling over with gratitude. But I'm feeling chill because I've been letting stuff go. The more you let go, the more room there is for bliss to fill in the empty spaces. When we create empty spaces in our psyche, in our soul, when we create these empty spaces, resist filling them with stuff. Resist filling them with more to-do items. Just allow yourself to ease into them. And that's where you feel the bliss. The happiness happens in the emptiness that we create when we let shit go. Or people, or happy things, or relationships. The happiness happens in the empty spaces that are created when we let it go. This makes you so happy. Yay, Kelly. Yay, yay, yay. And I love when you guys talk to each other. This is so awesome. Pizza. I had pizza yesterday. I had pizza and jalapeno poppers. Hearts for jalapeno poppers as I close this out. Remember, in 30 minutes, Grace Smith comes on at noon. Grace Smith TV. Follow her for her amazing hypnosis and meditation scopes. So hearts for jalapeno poppers. Hearts for jalapeno poppers.